So there's so many parents who make the great choice to send their kids to SuperCamp. They're making that choice from a place of really wanting to do what's great for their son or their daughter. The thing is that there's another piece that many of them aren't aware of, which is they can do something to really support the transition from camp to the world outside of camp.
My daughter wasn't thrilled about going to SuperCamp, and in support of her, I wanted to show her that I can do that as well, so that we can be on the same page and talk the same language.
Parents get a chance to experience the very same kinds of learning and life skills, communication skills, the things that really build that connection with the son or the daughter to be able to move beyond just the camp setting into real life.
Our son is at the Stanford Junior Forum, and I liked what I was hearing. I liked the principles, and I wanted to be able to support what he was doing once he got home and maybe make this part of our family culture. And our culture in our home needs to be like a home court advantage. It needs to be the safe place. It needs to be where things are right and positive and the sort of springboard for everything they're going to do in life.
There are some kids who immediately are just right in there, and there are other kids who are at this point still standing, holding the walls up, right? Just kind of watching it all go by. The only difference between us and our sons and daughters is that we have more years of experience at listening to the voice in our head. And in a 2-day, highly accelerated fashion, the major hits are experienced because we have highly motivated parents who really want to do what's best for their kids. That's why the parent program makes so much sense.
I was really scared coming to this weekend.
It's a great way to get to meet people. Mill.
I'm finding a network of people that, and parents just like myself, that want to help their kids succeed. I think that network's going to be really helpful. We can keep in touch.
So what's scary for a lot of parents, I think, especially nowadays when there's so many things going on, is, am I doing this thing called parenting correctly?
Communication is, I think, sometimes that what I had to say to my children, which I thought would be very important, but because of my lack of communication skill, it kind of stops.
It's not about you were late again, you broke the rules, you didn't use your cell phone, that whole finger in your face. How many of you feel like, as parents, you have to come up with this awesome consequence? Raise your hand. Oh, absolutely. Why does it have to be at that particular moment? Why can't it be, 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, 20 minutes later, 2 hours later, the next day? What's wrong with allowing your child to feel a little uncomfortable? Two things we want for our kids is to be safe and to be happy. And how can I facilitate that in my parenting? Pattern interrupt. Easy? No. No. Worth it? Yes. And what we do is then we let go of, am I doing something right or am I doing something wrong? But rather, I am doing things with great intention. I'm being very purposeful in why I'm doing what I'm doing. And I'm doing it out of love. And how can you go wrong with that?
Open the front door.
We keep the door open so that communication is always going to be visible.
And instead of putting them down and throwing a consequence out, I want to let them know how what I see has happened, how I feel about it, what my thoughts are, and what I desire to change, as opposed to being accusatory.
All about my relationships. Yeah. The hammer is a tool that can destroy. The hammer is a tool that can build. So that when there's a mess, we can clean it. By acknowledging, apologizing, make it right, recommitting to the future, to the relationship. Got that shot.
It is all about the relationship. It's not what he did. Everything else is repairable, but it's about keeping that relationship, building our relationship and growing as a family.
And this chair is called the chair of no regrets. We have the opportunity to be sitting here at the end of the weekend, at the end of our lives, where experiences are lived and lived fully, where we leave from a place of power. This is a ship. There's trouble ahead. The water is shark infested.
There's a lot of great interaction that was occurring, learning a lot from the parents as well, knowing that they're going through similar circumstances and they're learning similar things that we are, and we can feed off each other a great deal.
I may have the smallest comfort zone in this room.
I'm finding that I might not be the good model for my daughter in her style of learning and who she is.
I've been my daughter's cheerleader. Rah, 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 here, go this camp, here, do this, go do this or that. And I haven't done anything for me.
I'm a homeschool mom of 14 years, wanting my child to become passionate and focused and interested in something. And I'm always saying to my husband, he has all these talents and he's not using them. And I'm thinking that the way to help him do that is to model that person, is to be that person who's using their talents and caring about something in life and has a direction, is going forward.
Because we are their models and we, project what they see, and they do follow and mimic what they see. And so I really think with all of these tools, it'll all come full circle.
We have one form of measuring intelligence, and that's your general IQ test. And the two domains have to do with language base, and the other one has to do with mathematical base. Anything beyond that is really not measured in that IQ test. If our kids don't happen to show their genius in one of those two areas, then we basically peg them with a number that says they are not working at a higher intelligence level. You know what? It's not just about the mathematical intelligence that's easy to be measured. And it's not just about the linguistics, the verbal. There's a whole spectrum of other things. And we have to be able to bank on the strengths that we know are ours.
My son has a lot of leadership skills and a lot of interpersonal skills and things that are not necessarily tested in school, but I see him succeeding in the future.
And so what we had a chance to experience is, how do we as adults respond to boxes? Is life ambiguous for our kids? Yes. Is it ambiguous for us? And are we trying to figure out what the boxes are, how to stay inside the box, how to fit inside, and yet when to step out? Is there a whole dynamic that's going on there? And that's what we're about here at SuperCamp and in the Quantum Learning Network. We're about shifting paradigms and saying, what can we do to shift that paradigm? So that we can look at what doesn't seem possible and say, what could be possible? Everybody's smart. What is smart? Smart is about using the right tools to get the particular job done, right? And so right now what we're about to launch into is a quick overview of the academic set. And we're going to just blast through that to give you a general idea about what is it that we offer as the technology to win at the game of school.
It's a way of taking my mess and putting it down in such a way that it organized it for me. It's color-coded, it's sequenced, it makes sense for me.
So we move forward with the new stuff, but we go back and review. We move forward with the new stuff, review. New stuff, review. First I prepare, I get into state, check eyes and hands, I'm gonna look through the page, and I take a deep breath in, right? And then I use my skier.
Hey, weekend, let's hear yeah! Yeah! All right, see you guys.
Last day. We've had a great time. We're sad to leave.
We have gone through what our kids have basically experienced in 10 days.
The fact that we're here speaks volumes about who we are and our commitment as human beings on the face of this planet. And it gives us great, great hope. And we make a realization. And on the count of 3, let's read what that says together. 1, 2, 3. I make a difference. And it's true. You do make a difference. And because of that difference that we make, this world is a better place.
Yay, parent camp! Hey, SuperCamp, how do you feel? We
The surprise is that we're going to open up the stage for a few more shares.
My favorite thing about SuperCamp was probably quantum strategies, notes TM, and speed reading.
I learned the four-part apology, which I'll probably be able to use a lot.
I saw a lot of growth in my team this week.
How are you going to support that trust and cultivate that trust within your own lives at home?
Just spend more time with my family and just build that trust with every relationship in my life.
When I get home, I will not have any more fimmage and be the person who I really am inside.
If there's things that need to get better, change, fix, whatever they are, they might really need to start with me. Where am I at? And what do I have to do to get to really the place to be able to help my child take what he learned from here, and so we can both win. And that's what it's all about.
It's a tough job being a parent, and it's a tough job being a kid. Your parents want to be there for you. Give them the opportunity to be there for you. Give them a chance. And that's what I'm hoping that my daughter will do. She'll give me a chance to support her and be the person I am so I can let her be the person she wants to be.
Turn to the person next to you and say, I make a difference. I make a difference.
We needed this years ago. We have 3 boys, 14, 11, and 8. And this is what needs to be happening in the early elementary school years in our home so that by the time they are entering junior high and high school, they've got some real solid values and principles to negotiate their way through the tough points in life.
There's always room for growth, always.
To get somewhere higher.
Be one with your kids.
Yeah, we think we're going to fix our kids, but it's all about changing ourselves.
Release all your old programs.
Parents' Weekend is fun, it's educational.
Exhilarating. I'm completely blasted over with this experience.
Parents' Weekend is awesome.
Together with other parents.
Team building.
Made a lot of friends like I never thought I would, and only 2 days ago we're strangers.
It's mind-filling, it's exhausting.
A lot of laughs, a few tears.
It's not about learning skills.
It's a must-do.
They'll understand where I'm coming from, and they'll understand what I learned a lot better.
So she knows a little bit what I was doing, and it's not so like, when I try to talk to her, it's like, what?
And now that we'll be able to go home and share it all together, that's great.
So we can help each other, yeah?
Like communication will like improve that.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want our kids to apologize for everything, and what we learned over the weekend is we probably have some apologizing to do too.
Just really use that English language a whole lot.
SuperCamp is great, and I hope I come back next year and the year after that and keep on going.